doing, guys? Hope you're well. It is only a few more sleeps until Christmas, and I know my ears are friggin' epic. Bought them in Disneyland. This video is to remind you also to follow me not only on Facebook, but you can also follow me on Twitter. I have addresses. Please pick them, click on them, stalk me. I'm really desperate for friends. This video is all about Christmas cookies. You can make these any time of the year. They don't have to be Christmassy, but please use Christmas cookie cutters, Christmas colours, give them to your friends, to your family. And of course, kids, if you want extra presents from Santa, make sure that you leave some of these out for him and a carrot for his reindeer. This is my Christmas cookies.
Alright folks, so the first thing you want to do is cream your butter and your sugar together. You essentially want to make this go from a yellow colour to a bright white colour. So from this, essentially, to this. Nice and white and really well combined. Then you want to add in your eggs one at a time. And then wait until these are fully combined before adding your flour. Now this is plain flour, all-purpose flour to you Americans. Make sure that you sieve it in so no one gets any lumps. Then you want to add in your baking powder as well as just a pinch of salt. Mix these all together until it's really well combined, and then you want to actually take this out and let it sit overnight. It'll work so much better. So just put on some cling film and refrigerate overnight before rolling out to the cookies. And by the miracle of editing, it's tomorrow morning. So here is the dough. I've let it sit for around 15 minutes before actually working it because it's still quite solid. And I'm going to slowly roll this out on my bench. Of course, I sped up the footage. I'm not that fast at rolling stuff out. But essentially the best way to do this, I find, is roll it a little bit and then move it, roll and move. It essentially makes sure that the dough is not getting stuck to the table that I have here, and also gives it a nice even size. So I'm generally going to roll this out to just under 1 centimeter before I cut out my shapes for my cookies. So here I've got a candy cane shape, and I've also got a star shape. So I'm just going to cut these out and place them on a tray which has no sides. This is actually a cookie tray. If you can't get one of these, a tray with the lowest sides possible is the best so that the air can get to your cookies. Now you want to pop these in an oven around 180 Fahrenheit is below for those Americans, and essentially cook them for around 15 minutes max. But obviously check them. They will come out nice and golden, and make sure that you let them really cool just before icing. Don't want to ice them hot. The next step is to make your icing. Now I'm going to make some red icing here. So essentially you need icing sugar, and you want to add very small amounts of water as you go. You want a thick paste that is essentially thick enough to coat your cookies, but not thin enough that it runs off the side. Also remember that when you are adding colour, that the colour is a liquid. So back off on the water, add in your colouring or dye, and then if you need more water, slowly add that in. A really good tip to know when your icing is at a point is essentially you want to be able to coat the back of a spoon, run your finger through it, and it should hold. So here's some white icing that I'm prepared. I'm going to show you how to make essentially a piping bag without needing a fancy piping bag. All you need is a plastic bag. Squish it all to the corner that you want and just nip the end. So that's what I'm going to do to decorate these particular cookies. And what you want to do is, if you want to do the flood effect like I've done, is essentially you need to line the cookie first. So I'm just going around the outside. This creates a border so that when you put in more icing, it doesn't run over the edge. Also give this a few seconds at least to harden before you fill. It just tends to work a bit better, I found. Now I've just got some little I guess beads that you call them, that I've bought off the internet from many of those candy stores, and this one I'm just going to pop some green beads on. You can do any design you want. These are your Christmas cookies, guys, so if you want to make them different colors, you can. This is just a simple pattern that I've done. Now I'm going to be leaving these out for Santa just to make sure that I get an awesome gift. You can leave them for Santa or give them to family or friends as Christmas gifts. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends all about me. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter.